This awesome Bioshock-themed exosuit is once again available to claim with the Aquarius Redux Expedition, along with a unique fishing rig and other rewards. But this time the expedition lasts only 2 weeks, so I've prepared a guide to help you complete it in under 3 hours. Fast and efficient. This is aiming for gaming, and today we're aiming for efficient gaming. To start the expedition you have 2 options. You can start a new game in expedition mode, or you can summon the space anomaly from any existing save and run to this terminal. The second option is better, as you can bring resources and technologies with you, or even bring a copy of your starship or multi-tool, which greatly speeds up expedition process. This time you can bring around 60 spicy chums or the materials to craft them, a nutrient processor and a couple of warp cells. Everything you bring will be available at the same terminal within the expedition after you warp for the first time, so the initial mining is inevitable. You can also buy most of these resources from stations if you want to speed things up. I'll be starting from scratch in this guide to simulate a new player experience. Also keep in mind several rules for this expedition. Don't forget to claim rewards for completed milestones, as some of them contain plans for the next milestones. Use the refiner if you need to process anything. And don't install unnecessary modules you get from milestones, as they can be sold for easy nanites instead. If you install a module, its cost reduces to 60, and we don't want this to happen. Once you start the expedition, document everything around and mine basic resources such as carbon, oxygen, copper and so on. Locate and reach your starship to complete casting off. The reward for this milestone is a pre-packaged personal refiner module. Repair your starship. You can use one repair kit if you wish. Then go to space to finish blue Yonder, which rewards you with a pre-packaged hyperdrive unit. Mine around 400 tritium from asteroids. We'll need it later. Visit the Ulamasa-Isum grassy planet in this system and land at a spot near the ocean. Farm some oxygen and carbon from the plants, enough to fuel your hyperdrive. Then go underwater and scan the biggest shark-like creature you find here to complete Abyssal Wonder. Find armored clams and use action button to collect 7 living pearls from them and complete Pearls of Wisdom. Your reward will be a very expensive sample for selling. If you haven't brought spicy chums to this expedition, mine creatures until you get 160 mordite. Next, bury yourself 40 units below the surface to complete freediving. Build an underwater base with a deep water chamber, watertight door and moonpool floor to complete Child of the Sea. Then visit the space station, sell terrifying sample you got from Pearls of Wisdom milestone and buy all the ferrite dust, cobalt, phosphorus and 10 metal platings. Also go to the technology merchant, sell your modules, buy 2 hyperdrive modules instead and install them. The A-class should go into a supercharged slot. With that you can reach every rendezvous system with just 1 warp. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, landing your precious like would be my best reward. Warp to the first fishing spot system and receive communication. At this point you can finally summon the space anomaly and retrieve all the items you transferred from the main save. Visit the marked planet, find the angler's cache and interact with it to complete Gun Fishing 1. The reward allows you to craft a fishing rig, which you must make and cast into water to finish tow in the water. By the way, use chromatic metal as fishing bait to improve fish quality, or spicy chums if you brought them from your main save. Using any bait will complete taking the bait. Catching 1 daytime fish completes Sun on the Water, which rewards you with craftable component plants. Catching 3 fish completes Wading In, which rewards you with nutrient processor plants. Step deeper into the water and release 2 fish from your inventory to finish Freedom of the Sea, which rewards you with the Exoskiff plants. Install the Exoskiff module and summon it from the vehicle menu to complete Pondskipper. Next, teleport to the system with Secret Fishing Spot 2. Visit the marked planet and location to complete Gun Fishing 2. Select Message in a Bottle milestone and fish up the message in a bottle on this planet to complete the One That. Then read the message from the bottle to complete Message in a Bottle, which unlocks fishing bait recipes. Craft 60 spicy chums if you haven't brought them with you. They provide very high chance of catching uncommon fish for milestones. Catching your first uncommon fish completes Hook, Line and Sinker. Also craft Magnetic Resonator and Magpulse Lure to use it during storms to eventually complete Fins of Thunder. From now on, fish from Exoskiff and put extra fish in its storage when needed. We'll have to fish a lot. If you're lucky, you might catch a legendary fish and complete Myths of the Deep. Casting into deep water will complete the Inky Depths. Catching 3 uncommon fire biome specific fish on this planet completes in hot water. Now select Gun Fishing 3 milestone and visit the corresponding system. Buy all chlorine from the visiting traders at the space station and refine it into salt. Then visit Secret Fishing Spot 3 to complete Gun Fishing 3. Eventually you'll catch a bottle on this planet. Open it to complete Tales of the Waves, unlocking automated traps. Place 3 traps on this planet and a base computer to quickly access them later. Then catch 3 uncommon ice biome specific fish on this planet to complete Ice Cold. Place the nutrient processor and cook any fish to complete Catch of the Day. With all the fish you collected so far, warp to the system with Secret Fishing Spot 4 and visit the space station. Sell your fish worth of 300,000 units to complete Fresh Sell Fish. Then visit a marked settlement to complete Gun Fishing 4. Go fishing on this planet too. Eventually you'll catch another bottle. Read the message inside it to finish Call of the Water and receive 5 shadow lures. Use them whenever it is dark to catch 2 night fish and complete night fishing. Catch 2 uncommon irradiated biome specific fish on this planet to complete Feed Water. Warp to the next fishing location, reach Fishing Spot 5 and find an underwater structure to complete Gun Fishing 5. Deploy your exoskip right above the structure. Eventually you'll catch the final bottle on this planet. Read the message to finish the angler rests. Now select Scales of Fire milestone, apply 5 bionic lures from previous milestones and catch the legendary angler to complete it. Use the biggest fish you have as bait to quickly catch 2 colossal fish and complete the Lunker. Catch 50 fish to complete wading in again. Visit space station and teleport to your base with fishing traps. Collecting 6 fish from these traps completes the Lazy Fisherman, the final milestone in this expedition. Finally, summon the space anomaly, visit the expedition terminal, transfer anything you want to keep to your main save, then end the expedition. Everything else you own will be converted into units and nanites, and all currency including Quicksilver will be transferred to your main save. Now you can claim the expedition rewards from the Quicksilver Companion on as many saves as you wish. Cheers!